And what are the research opportunities?
Research opportunity.
Yes. What are the
So
research opportunities?
yeah. So basically,
And how Birchwood is helping?
as I said, when you come into our program, right, we want you, let's say, I'll give you, you're working at an NGO, right? And your NGO is doing, running clinics across the globe, right? And they're looking to expand in a particular country or a particular market. And you come to us and say, well, this is how I want to connect my education to my job. Because if I can do that, I have access to data, to people, to resources that'll help me complete my DBA program. So what we will say is, okay, you have a clear sense what it is that you want to do. So we will then work with you on the research design. We will then work with you on developing a plan so you can go out and see what has been done already in that particular industry, that segment of the market. And then we'll ask you to put all of that down so you can look at how do I create something unique and different. And so, that's technically the lit review, right? In a doctoral program, that's the lit. So that we'll have you go through the process. Then we'll have you do a model. We'll have you do something. Okay, let's do a test run of this idea. And out of that, we would gather some data, and then we would have you do some analysis on the data. And then, as a result of the analysis, we'll have you look at the result of that data and says, okay, we're going to enter this particular market, but here's what we discovered, and here's the recommendation. And you can then take that back to your organization. That becomes an empirical work, your dissertation, but you can take it back to your organization and say, here's a plan of how to expand in that particular market. Was that clear?
Yeah, that was clear. So, how does the thesis coordinator will help one get through this program?
So, when you come to us, your thesis coordinator is going to be your best friend, right? They're going to be connected at the hips. You're going to make sure that he or she knows you. He or she knows your interests, as I just outlined, and he or she must know, your pathway towards completing dissertation/thesis. And so their job is going to be to ensure that you complete it. Their job is going to be to ensure that it's got relevancy. Their job is to ensure that it's accurate. Their job is to ensure that your discovery of knowledge is substantial and your contribution is substantial and that is practical. That, this is not abstract. You didn't write a paper and nobody can use it, or you hang it up on your bookshelf. No. If I tell you what my master's thesis was on, you would be surprised, and very little application, but that was a long time ago. So I've learned, from experience, the need having relevancy in your research.
So, you have evolved with time.
Yes. Yeah. Well, at Birchwood, we're all going to be there. From the time you get into the university, whether you're a master's student or an undergrad student, or, in one of our master's program, you're connected with an advisor, and that particular person is going to stay with you, and that person guides you through your entire program. So we're now getting, our graduates, and they're leaving. So this is the time that person would say, okay, let's look at making sure that you've completed all the requirements. Let's make sure that you put in your application for graduation and all of the basic stuff, and make sure that we've got your master's thesis on file, or your capstone course if it's the undergraduate level. And when we get to the DBA, well, it'll be that we file your dissertation with the U.S. Library of Congress, and then it's accepted throughout the world.
Okay. So, and who will be the panel member to evaluate my work?
So when you engage in graduate level of work, right? Whether it's any program, doctorate, a DBA, or a PhD, you will have to work with faculty members because the faculty member must also have a doctorate degree. So then there will also be a committee of that your primary faculty chair will assemble a committee, generally about two other faculty member, and they will also review your work, give you guidance as you move forward. The primary person is going to be, the chair of your committee. That will be your primary person. That person is going to guide you to making sure that you satisfied all of the requirements. You can be proud of what you're doing, that we can be proud of you at Birchwood University of what you're doing. And so that composition of faculty, that's their role, that's their job.